The sun setting in the valley as we welcome you to Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, it's going to take everything for the Suns to get back in this series. The Minnesota Timberwolves a 2-0 lead as we get ready for Game 3. We welcome you to the NBA playoffs presented by Google Pixel. It's the first round presented by ESPN Bet. Taking a look at our playoff bracket. Minnesota, a 2-0 series lead after protecting home court. Winner of this series will face the winner of Denver-Los Angeles, the Nuggets, a 3-0 edge with Game 4 tomorrow night on ABC. As we take a look at tonight's starting lineup, brought to you by Modelo, Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Karl Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert for Minnesota. For the Suns, they are without Grayson Allen tonight, who led the NBA in three-point shooting percentage. Royce O'Neal slides into the starting lineup, joining Booker, Durant, Beal, and Nurkic. Ryan Roop and the Suns need to talk about it. How about Rudy in the open floor, Richard?
Rudy in the open floor. This is the second time we've seen him steal Kevin Durant's pass. Oh, I love it. I love it. Nothing to see here, people. Nothing to see.
NBA First Round is presented by ESPN Bet, the official sportsbook of ESPN. And in part by Chewy. Shop online at Chewy today and get great prices on pet essentials.
2:57 to go in this first, and the Timberwolves leading by 2. Let's take a look at who's in the limelight, brought to you by Corona Extra.
And watch this. There's just so much miscommunication. Devin Booker gets a wide open shot in transition on a catch and shoot. Then right here, Eric Gordon gets to catch the ball in transition. And then a third play right here. Jaden McDaniels doesn't even see Kevin Durant. He's like 10th all time in scoring. How do you not know where Kevin Durant is? My point is,
by Gordon, that will do it for the first. Minnesota, a 2-point lead after one, trying to take a 3-0 lead in this first round series. Up into him. That'll be number 2 on Devin Booker. And a timeout on the floor. 6:54 to go in the second quarter of Game 3. Minnesota leading by 2. Tonight's chill performance brought to you by Coors Light. How about the Timberwolves' playoff history? This is their 12th playoff appearance. You see KG, young Sam Mitchell there as well. Their second time, only the second time they've ever taken a 2-0 series lead in franchise history. Got to go back to 2004 the last time. They've advanced past the first round just once. That was in 2004 when they reached the West Finals. And they are one of 5 active teams without a finals appearance. This is the 35th season of the franchise. They are 1-10 all time, taken by Minnesota. Anthony Edwards, back-to-back buckets for the Timberwolves.
I said right here, Anthony Edwards is just too strong, able to go through the body. And then here, he must have heard me because he is flexing after that last little push shot he hit.
And that is going to do it for the first half of action. So some things you like if you're Phoenix that they improved upon, but Minnesota still too much. Anthony Edwards, 16 points coming up on the Toyota halftime. The sinking Clippers, Malika, Chene, and Perk have the Toyota halftime for you coming up next. To the NBA playoffs presented by Google Pixel. It's the first round presented by ESPN Bet. Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, and plenty of emotion in that first half here in Game 3 as we take a look at our first half stats, brought to you by New Balance. Minnesota, the 2-0 series edge, and the 6-point lead, dominating on the glass, second chance points, and in the paint. As we welcome you back courtside. Hey again, everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside Richard Jefferson. A big grin from Karl Anthony Towns and a little pep talk from Anthony Edwards.
It's just the hustle, the ball movement, the miscommunication. And Karl Anthony Towns takes an extra look at it. Timberwolves up by 11.
NBA First Round, presented by ESPN Bet, is brought to you by Google Pixel, the only phone engineered by Google.
Take a look at the Western Conference playoff bracket. Dallas taking a 2-1 lead on the Clippers tonight. Their Game 4 will be Sunday, 3:30 on ABC. Oklahoma City, the 2-0 lead on New Orleans, and Denver looking to close out the Lakers tomorrow night on ABC. How about Karl Anthony Towns in this game? Yes, he's dealt with foul trouble, but 17 points, 10 rebounds. This is a guy who, at the end of the year, Richard, when he was hurt, lost 15 pounds training.
It's up to hearing from a Phoenix Suns crowd.
And the NBA playoffs first round rolls on Saturday night, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ABC, with Game 4 between Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets and LeBron James and the Lakers. The NBA Countdown crew begins their coverage at 8 Eastern. I believe, didn't you win a state championship in this building? Speaking of, Richie, threes in the corner, and Minnesota is pouring it on. A 20-6 run and a 19-point lead. Welcome back to the NBA playoffs, presented by Google Pixel. We are here in Phoenix for the first round, presented by ESPN Bet. How about this third from Nickeil Alexander-Walker?
Oh, Alexander-Walker has had a huge third. Now, the bench had a huge third in Game 2, and they're just picking up right where they left off. Number 9 with all 9 of his points here in the third for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And you're about to see the last one right in Eric Gordon's eye.
You know, Chris Finch was a member of New Orleans staff when Alexander Walker was drafted there. We were talking to Chris to take a timeout. Lead has been as big as 20. It sits at 15 right now for Minnesota. Phoenix trying to chisel away. Durant making the dish. Sure to smile about.
Again, not a lot, but Naz Reid at that rim. And boos from the Phoenix Suns crowd.
Well, Anthony Edwards can certainly skywalk, and here he did so with a little turbulence provided by Kevin Durant. Did not get the whistle, but it does not matter for Minnesota. Look at that egalitarian attack from the Timberwolves. Everybody involved, everybody efficient.
And you don't even have Walker on there, who's hit 4 threes in this quarter. It is such a balanced attack from the Minnesota Timberwolves. They come at you with waves and waves. And Conley got a little bit of criticism. He
do it for the third. Minnesota outscores Phoenix 36-20 in the frame, on the brink of a 3-0 series lead. Well, there's a whole lot of directions you can go out here in Phoenix. Right now, this hasn't gone the way the Suns have wanted. Kevin Durant on the bench. Yep, that's what it was called, and we'll be back with more on it in a moment.
And force him down to Rudy.
The NBA playoffs first round rolls on Saturday night, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ABC. With Game 4 between Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets and LeBron James and the Lakers, the NBA Countdown crew begins their coverage at 8 Eastern. Timeout. Minnesota has a use it or lose it to use. They use it here with 4:19 to go in Game 3. Bold statement in the Valley. Taking a look at our playoff bracket. Minnesota and Denver each one win away from what would be a riveting conference semifinal series, and we'll see what happens at the top of the bracket. Our final score: Minnesota 126, Phoenix 109. For our producer Rodney Vaughn, our director Jeff Evers, Richard Jefferson, Cassidy Hubbard, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Ryan Rucco saying good night from Phoenix. After the break, we're going to get you to Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt after a busy day in the world of sports.